Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you guys my 2021 March Madness predictions. Starting with the West column, I will be reacting to this video after the March Madness. But to start off, I'm going to say Appalachian State passes Norfolk, but on Gonzaga passes, and Gonzaga was #1 ranked before this, and many people have them winning the whole thing. They are #1 on this side for mostly everyone else's brackets. Alright, Oklahoma over Missouri. I'm gonna take Missouri. It's a first upset, not a major upset, just a 1 seed difference. 5 and 12 Creighton. I think Creighton's gonna move on. They've been doing pretty well. Virginia and Ohio. I would hope that Ohio wins, but it's gonna be Virginia. Wichita State or Drake. I'm going Drake. They've been missing some key players, and they could honestly go pretty far, but I think that they're gonna lose first round. I did not mean that they will go pretty far. I meant that they'll be able to beat Wichita State, which I'm pretty sure Wichita State won their conference championship. And then below that, #3 Kansas. They've been making it into this bracket for a long time, so they're used to it. And I think they're definitely going to pass. 7 Oregon and 10 VCU. I think Oregon's going to make it. And then they're going to be playing #2 Ohio. Iowa has the #1 player of the year, Luka Garza. I'm a Big Ten fan, and I'm kind of sad to say that, but #1 Michigan. Michigan did lose first round of the Big Ten tournament, and they lost to a #2 seed Ohio State, which isn't a horrible loss, but they still got a #1 seed for that. They would have been looking a little better to me if they won it, the whole thing. Maybe even make them even further. But I'm gonna put St. Bonaventure over LSU. Oh wait, no, not my bad. Not yet. I'm not doing the upset yet. I thought it was there. Colorado. I have been choosing mostly the better team so far, but that would be changing, just saying. I think Florida State's gonna make it pretty far. And I think they could do pretty well. Byu and Michigan State. I think Michigan State's gonna beat UCLA, and up here I think I'm gonna say St. Mary beats Texas Southern, but I think Michigan State's gonna beat UCLA in the first 4, and then they're either gonna beat BYU, because they're a Big Ten team, so they're always rated kind of low. They could be, at least. Sometimes they're not, like Michigan. They're even #1. They can't be rated lower. But Texas and Appalachian Christian. I'm gonna go Texas. UConn and Maryland. I'm honestly gonna have to go Maryland. They're another Big Ten team, but I don't think they're gonna beat #2 Alabama. Switching on over to the right side, South and Midwest. I don't know if the paper was screwed up during the first half, but if it is, my bad. I'm just gonna move it over here this way so I can get my hand in between it, so I can make sure it's on camera the whole time. But we're gonna have Baylor moving on. They could be really good. They've just been doing bad lately. North Carolina and Wisconsin. It's gonna be the first Big Ten team beat to me. I don't think Wisconsin's really that good. But we got North Carolina moving on. Villanova. People thought that they might go all the way once again after a while ago. But I think they're going to still beat Winthrop. Some people say that Winthrop only has 1 loss and they might beat them, but I don't think they will. But I still don't think Villanova is going to make it far because of Purdue. Number 4 seed, Purdue. Not even a single senior on the team, and they have a lot of freshmen. Jaden Ivey, really good, and Brandon Newman, I guess. They got a 7'4" center, and they got Travion Williams too. They got a 7'4" center who I think is gonna be really good in the future. But Travion Williams is really good too. Great passer, great scorer, and okay defense. Zach Edey's better at defense, which is a 7'4" center, but he's still good at defense. All right, we got Texas Tech. Moving on. Just so you guys know, I am a Purdue fan, but that does not. I'm not trying to be biased. Obviously, they're going to beat North Texas. They literally have an easy walk to the Sweet 16, as some NCAA reporters say. Not NCAA, ESPN. Some people have Colgate beating Arkansas, but I'm going to go Arkansas anyway. Number 3, Florida. I think Florida could make it very far. There's also Virginia Tech, who's okay, but I'm going to go Florida. Ohio State, they're going to win it. Not the whole thing, but they're going to win that game. Trashy team below them, Oral Roberts. Dude, I don't even think I've ever heard of them. That's probably like one of the first times they've ever made it into the bracket. But Ohio State at number 2 seed, they beat Purdue in the Big Ten champion, Big Ten tournament. And they made it to the finale, beating Michigan as well, number 1 seed Michigan, but they lost to Illinois by 1 point. And Illinois is another big contender in this March Madness. Not just obviously the number 1, but I think they could be the best number 1 seed. But Loyola Chicago, I want them passing on, and I've seen people have Georgia Tech move on, but I'm gonna put Loyola Chicago. It seems like they're different during the March Madness. They beat the number 1 seed up here, Gonzaga, I'm pretty sure. Before it was either Gonzaga or a different team, but just because of that, I'm not moving them on. Just because of that, but we'll see. I think they're gonna be able to do it again, not lose to Illinois. I mean, not beat Illinois, but we'll see. If they do that again, everyone's gonna be pretty happy. Everyone's a fan of Loyola Chicago, unless you're fans of that number 1 seed that they beat a while ago. Tennessee, man, Tennessee. I'm gonna move on. Tennessee, Oklahoma State, and Liberty. I'm putting Oklahoma State, number 4 seed. So we have number 4 and 5. We have a number 4 and 5 seed versing everyone everywhere. And we also have 1-8 seed versing everyone everywhere else besides Michigan and Gonzaga and number 9 Missouri. But here we go, Syracuse. I think Syracuse could beat them. San Diego is not a major team. They don't play big teams, so I'm going to put Syracuse moving on. Another upset. Not a massive upset, but it's still upset. So West Virginia moving on over. West Virginia moving on over Morehead State. I've heard people like Morehead State, just not good enough to beat West Virginia. Clemson, Rutgers. I'm moving on Rutgers. Another Big Ten team. I think only one Big Ten team's gonna hut in the first round. But Clemson's still gonna be a good fight there. That's gonna be good. Rutgers also, they've been a little different this year. Obviously, they failed at the end of the season, but they started doing good at the very beginning of the season. I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But to Houston. Moving on. All right. So we have 11-3. Ooh, we actually have 2 11-3s versus each other twice and 6-3 versus each other twice. Then we have 10-2 versus each other everywhere beside twice, and then 7-2 versus each other again twice. All right, we're gonna move back on over to the west and east side. Here we go. All right, guys. Here we go. Gonzaga versus 9 Missouri. Like I said before, Gonzaga is a major team that's going to be going on really far. I am a lefty, so I'm blocking up the left side on accident. But I'm sorry. Creighton and Virginia is going to be another good one. I hate Virginia because they beat Purdue in the Elite Eight, which I definitely wish that didn't happen, but I'm going to have Virginia moving on. And I would definitely be happy seeing Virginia lose to Creighton if it does happen, which I think it will happen. Like I said, 6 USC versus 3 Kansas. I'm taking Kansas again. Kansas, I don't know if they're going to win this next game. I'll tell you if that's true or not. But I'm sorry for them. I'm sorry for them not getting another number one rank. I'm not sorry. I'm happy. But they probably feel sad. One of the worst years they've ever had. And it's, I mean, no, never mind. Forget what I just said there. Not one of the worst teams they've ever had. They're still a number 3 seed, but better than Purdue, and that's who I like the most. Not saying they're going to go all the way, though. But neither is Kansas to me. 2, Iowa. Luka Garza, once again, going to help them out a lot there. 1, Michigan. I think Michigan ain't going to make it past this next one, possibly. Number 4, Florida State. Beating Colorado, number 5 and 4 matchup. Michigan State. I definitely think Michigan State can do this. Not a high chance, but I hope they do. I'm a little fan of them, not a massive one. I'm obviously trying not to sound like a fan, but I like them a little bit. I like them top 5 Big Ten teams. I still hate them because how good they usually do, but I just like their colors and stuff. But move on to the very bottom. Maryland and number 2 Alabama. Number 2 Alabama. Moving on. I've seen people have LSU moving on past Michigan, which that would be 2 major football teams moving on to the Sweet 16 in the March Madness. Now, guys, number 1 Baylor passing North Carolina, which people said that would be a very good matchup, which they said that Baylor's been doing bad on their defensive part recently. But, yeah. They say Villanova might win it all. Some people have that. I am a Purdue fan, but I think Purdue will beat Villanova. All right. So I have Purdue moving on. And like I said, Purdue has an easy walk to the Sweet 16. So that's why I'm also putting them over Villanova. And number 6, Texas versus number 3, Arkansas. I'm going to put Arkansas again. I'm trying not to do so much of the just going on a higher seed, but that's mostly what I've been doing so far. Ohio State and Florida. I got Ohio State because they've been doing well. They are overrated to me, but I think they'll still do well because they have a pretty easy schedule because they got a higher seed. Now, one Illinois moving on past Loyola Chicago, which I definitely wish Loyola Chicago wins. That would be pretty cool to see once again beating a number 1 seed. That would be amazing. And then number 5 Tennessee and 4 Oklahoma State. I'm gonna put number 5 Tennessee because just I don't know. I'm just gonna say number 5. Number 11 Syracuse versus number 3 West Virginia. Number 3 West Virginia for me. Moving on. Number 10 Rutgers. Number 2 Houston. I think Rutgers can do good, just not good enough to beat Houston. Alright guys, we're going to be going to the South and Midwest Final 4 before we go to the left side. Number 1 and number 4 playing Baylor, Purdue. Going to be a good one to me because people have been saying Baylor's defense been doing bad lately, but if they keep that up, then they will be Purdue. And I have them doing that, but I definitely hope Purdue beats them because I'm a Purdue fan, obviously. Because I've said that before. Number 1, 2, 3, and 4 have made it into all the Sweet 16s beside 1 where it has number 5, Tennessee. But that's it. So all 6 through 16 teams are all out in this in the Sweet 16. So here we go. 1 Baylor. No, I already said it. 1 Baylor beating Purdue. Number 2, Ohio State. I think they're going to be able to move on further through this bracket. Number 1, Illinois, going to be passing the last underdog, I guess. I spelled Illinois wrong, but I hope you understand that. Number 3, West Virginia, and 2, Houston. I'm going to put number 3, West. I honestly don't know much about them, but I don't really know much about Houston. I've never really heard of Houston before as much. I know what Houston is. I just haven't seen them in the March Madness pretty far up a lot. I might be wrong about that, but here we go. 1, Baylor, and 2, Ohio State. You might be surprised, and I don't think you are as much as other stuff would be, but number 2, Ohio State passing number 1, Baylor, and number 1, Illinois passing number 3, West Virginia. Like I said, I didn't know much about West Virginia, and I know Illinois won the Big Ten championship, which is the biggest championship besides March Madness championship in college basketball. All right, moving on to the West and East. Number 1, Gonzaga versus number 4, Virginia. I hope Gonzaga wins, and I'm going to say that they win. Not because I hope that they win, but, you know, I'm not trying to say that I like Gonzaga. I hate Virginia. That's it. Number 3, Kansas. Number 2, Iowa. I'm putting Iowa over top of them. So we got number 1 and number 2 inside the West making it. Number 1, Michigan. Number 4, Florida State. I'm putting Florida State over them. I've seen someone do it before. I'm putting it not because they did it. I don't want Michigan to win. Big Ten team. Don't like Michigan because they do pretty well sometimes. And they've been doing pretty well this year. But they did kind of choke. And people are saying Florida State's good. And they choked in the Big Ten championship. Number 3, Texas. Number 2, Alabama. I'm going Alabama. Okay. Now let's make our final 4. Gonzaga and 2, Iowa. Let me move it down for you guys. I'm going to put number 2, Iowa. It's Luka Gazer's last year, most likely. Unless somehow he returns because of, like, some rule, whatever, because of the COVID. But I don't think that's going to happen because of the March Madness being here. But I think Iowa's going to be able to pass Gonzaga because they've got a great team. They got a great inside, great three-point shooting. And now down here, Florida State and Alabama. I'm going to put 2 Alabama over, number 2 Alabama over number 4 Florida State because I'm not 100% Florida State being good, but I'm doing it anyway. But here we go. We got our final 4. I'm trying to put it all on the screen. Yeah, we got it. Iowa and Alabama. Whoever wins this goes into the championship, and I have Iowa. Now, on the right side, it's no matter what, a Big Ten team, Ohio State or Illinois. This happened in the Big Ten championship. And I don't want Iowa winning because they beat Purdue in the Big Ten championship. And I'm not going to put them as winning, not because I don't want them to. Once again, I say that because it's true. But 1, Illinois is going to beat them. Many people have them moving on to possibly win the whole thing. So 1, Illinois. And then number 2, Iowa versus number 1, Illinois. Not even a number 1 team on the left side made it to the Final 4. But here we go. It's a number 2 versus number 1 Big Ten championship matchup. No, Big Ten team matchup. And I have Illinois winning it all. Like I said, it is Luka Garza's last year. I think he's not going to... I think he's still going to do very well, but I don't think his teammates are going to do good enough to be able to win it in the March Madness Championship in Illinois. And that great team is going to win it all. Now, you guys can trust me. You guys could trust me with that and copy mine. Just take a screenshot of it right now. Or you could trust someone else. Go watch them. I saw someone else's video, and they used to be an assistant in the Big Ten for, I forget which team it was. It wasn't a major team. I think it was Oklahoma State. but they looked like they had a lot of stats for teams and they were ready. But thanks guys for watching. I will be making a reaction to it after. Hope you guys win your bracket.